is going on? My name is Bim, and I know everyone is hyped for the PlayStation 5 DualSense. I know I am. I can't wait until December 11, which is the official launch of the console in the Philippines. But for now, I wanted to take one last stab at a PlayStation 4 peripheral. And I wanted to talk about this Chinese version of the Sony back button. So remember when Sony announced the back button, like probably a couple years ago, where there was a peripheral that they sold, which never really reached the Philippines, I think, in an official capacity, that plugs in here, and it sits right here, and there are paddles coming off each side, and it essentially works the same way a SCUF controller would. So you could map any of these buttons to the paddles, and what that lets you do is it frees up your thumbs from ever having to come off the sticks. So let's say you're playing something like Apex Legends or Modern Warfare, where you can sprint and slide or reload or jump or whatever without having to remove your thumb from your right stick, which is your aiming like stick. This thing does pretty much exactly that, but there are like 4 paddles that you could use instead of the Sony official 2. This is the packaging of said knockoff Chinese back button. So it comes with this. This is the actual peripheral itself. These paddles, if you can tell, I'm sure you can hear, they are made of metal, and they magnetically snap into place like so. Very easy to set it up. You just have to make sure that the nub there is pressing on that button, because that's essentially the button, right? So this is just your means of pressing that button. They fit like so. And once they're in there, connecting this to the PlayStation 4 is also easy. You see there's a micro USB connector there that goes into the micro USB here, pump. And then this little flap, if you can see, there are teeth, and these teeth bite into the front speaker of your DualShock4 like so. Okay, and once it's in there, it's in there. It is solid. It is not coming off. So you can be as rough as you'd like. This isn't coming off, except maybe the paddles. The paddles are just there magnetically, so if you hit them pretty hard this way, they will fall out. But if you're holding it properly like this, and you're pressing into them instead of outward, should be fine. You could even have 1 paddle per digit that you could use, and you can map any of the buttons to any of these 4. So any of the face buttons, any of the shoulder buttons, and any of these analog buttons. So like me, sometimes I have trouble sprinting with L3. So instead of L3, I'll assign it to one of the paddles. So that's my sprint, right? This is my jump. Whee, like that. And here's how you assign buttons. So what you do is you hold down on all 4 of these paddles until the LEDs, this LED starts blinking. And once it starts blinking, you hold down any of the buttons you want to assign along with one of these 4. Let's say R3, or yeah, L3 and this paddle. So you hold it down and you let it go. And then you do it for all of the assignments you want, and then when you're done, you hold down all 4 of them again for like 3 seconds until the LED stops, and then you've got your assigned assignments. There are a number of downsides to this thing that keep me from recommending it wholeheartedly. If this thing worked wirelessly and on Steam, boom, instant buy, just buy it right now. Unfortunately, it does neither of those things. So this thing comes in the package as well. It is a long, luxurious, very high quality braided micro USB cable, because you're gonna need it, because it does not work wirelessly and it does not work on Steam. So it plugs in like so. So it only works on PlayStation 4. And on top of that, you have to set your PlayStation 4 to only accept wired controllers. It won't work with Bluetooth. So that's kind of a bummer. But if you're used to playing wirelessly, so on wired, then maybe it's not an issue for you. Another major downside is, yes, it does support 3.5, right? So let's say your earphones, your headphones are 3.5. So you're not doing, oh, it's here. Wait, is it here? Oh, I think it's this one. It gets replaced with this one instead of here. 3.5. It fits like so. Oop. Yeah? Unfortunately, that's only audio out, no microphone. So if you're playing competitively, there is no way you'll be able to speak through your headphones if you're doing 3.5. So if you're doing Bluetooth wireless headphones, then that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But yeah, wired, you're kind of out of luck. Plus, if you're passing audio through this button, the sound quality is incredibly bad. It is compressed and noisy, and there's a lot of crackle. Just the overall quality of the audio coming from this thing is bad. Oh, also it only works for DualShock 4 version 2 and newer. Anything older than that, anything that doesn't come with the Slim or the Pro, so if you have like the vanilla DualShock 4, I think this is one of the version 2s. How you can tell is you can see this bright line. There's a line here that lights up when it's powered on. I don't think this thing has any battery. But yeah, that's version 2. So if you've got an older one, you're out of luck. So with all those negatives I mentioned, it isn't something I can recommend. It's great that you have 4 paddles. It's great that it's magnetic. It's great that you can essentially have a SCUF controller for a fraction of the cost. Unfortunately, all of the negatives, like keeping it wired and the bad audio quality, keep me from recommending this thing. I can't recommend something I don't personally use. So this thing, kind of try to avoid it. All right, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. If you like the content, please leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down. Write a comment what you think about this. If you have one, if you've encountered something similar, I'd love to read about it. If you look at my older videos, I try to reply to every single comment. Also, if you are so inclined, it really helps out the channel if you click subscribe. All right, thank you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one.